Life is like a maze. Life is like a puzzle. And sometimes it's a maze, it's a puzzle that we've never really asked for. We're never really asking for. Let me explain why it is. Okay, so basically, to try to make it short, we're all here, right? We're all already here. We're born, and then we're just thrown into this world. We're just suddenly wake up into this life, whatever. At first it sounds really interesting, it sounds like mysterious, right? Some people, and a lot of people actually answer it with religions, right? Religions, oh, it's you're here because it's God, you know God created you or whatever, right? And then, you know or spirituality, or maybe a reincarnation or whatever. Okay, you know but at the most basic, right, um it's just pure biological. Okay, like, basically you're here, we're all here because of two people, you know which is your parents, right? Of course, obviously, you know two people, reproduction, procreation, and voila, there you go, you're born, and you know and then basically you're born, and then what? You're just thrown into this maze, like this puzzle, like, and life, right? I mean life, this life, this world, whatever, existence, whatever, reality, whatever what you want to call it, right? Society, or whatever. And and then what? And then you're basically, you have to find your way out. Basically you just have to find your way out through the maze called this maze called life. Okay, again, like I've said, like sometimes even it feels like, almost like nobody's really asking this, all of this, right? Really, seriously, nobody asked to be born or whatever. Okay, especially some people, when they're really like living in pain and suffering, right? I keep talking about this already in my previous videos. Some people's life, they are full, so much, so many, problems, hardships, you know they live like in a quote unquote hard mode, difficult difficult mode. Okay, while some other people have it easy. There some people are lucky, some people are happy, successful, whatever, right? But not everyone can be like that, right? Not everyone can win in life. That's a fact. That's the fact. That's the harsh truth. That's the harsh reality. Okay, I mean, we all trying to, we are all trying to do our best, of course, right? We are all trying we are all trying to be happy, of course. We are all just human beings, right? I mean, we are all just trying, right? We are all just trying. But the 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 harsh reality, the harsh reality is like not everyone can make it out alive. Let me repeat. Not everyone can make it out alive. Okay? Not everyone can make it alive. It's almost like a maze, this maze, for example, this mm, almost like a room, a maze, where there are like only like the only one way out, okay, let's say, or let's say on two way out, left or right, okay, and left is death. If you go to the right, it's life, alive, basically. How can you know? How can we know, like, which way to take, that it's the, you know that will lead us to the correct, the the right way out, what I mean? To be alive, not you know not death, not, I mean, of course, we all gonna die, I mean, I'm just saying, I'm just trying to use some illustration. I'm sorry, it's still in the morning and I'm still sleepy, basically, but, and this video is, as always, it's spontaneous video, okay, no script and whatever, sorry. So forgive me for some, spontaneous mistakes, you know but you get my point, right? Basically, right? You get my point, right? I'm talking about many things, okay? You can apply this to everything, basically, like for example, like jobs, career, like which how do you know that, you know you're gonna pick the right career for you, right? You're gonna not waste your time, you're not gonna end up regretting why you're taking this, job or career. It's the same with study, basically. You go to, a lot of people go to school, college, university, they're choosing. Life is all about choosing, right? Life is about decision. And some people don't even have any options. Okay, that's how cruel life is. Okay, I'm just saying the real truth. I'm just being brutally real honest. I'm just being blunt. You know, if no bullshit. This YouTube channel is, although it's small, but I just want to talk with no bullshit filtered. There are already so many bullshit out there. You can just, go online and look at the social medias and whatever, and you'll find all the kind of bullshits nowadays today. Okay, but not this one. Okay, this is all pure 100% truth, this YouTube channel. Okay. Like, we don't know which path, which track, let's so say, so to speak, like, or as simple as, like we don't know which one is the right one or which one is the wrong one. Okay, which one is the right one or which one is the wrong one? We don't know. I mean, we're not gods. We are not God, and we are not superhuman. We don't have we're not like those superhero in the movie where we can, have superpower. We can see the future. We can read the future. You can telepathy or whatever. Okay, you can prophecy or whatever. No, stuff like that. We don't know. Whether it's real or not. But I think it's safe to say, for with all the evidence, hard proof. Like, basically, no one is really what no one really knows for sure, that, and nothing is guaranteed. Nothing is guaranteed in this life, in this world. Okay, you can go from even from the biggest thing to even to the smallest little thing in life. Like every decision that you make, every choice, every option that you make, there is no, you don't know, we simply just don't know, like, what's really going to happen. Okay, you can be right or you can be wrong, right? And sometimes, when it's wrong, this life is scary because of this, life is scary because if you're wrong, it can be very, very have a even like a very fatal consequences, fatal risk, fatal repercussions, fatal life, you know you basically come out worse. Remember the maze, the puzzle illustration. If you take the wrong path, if you take the if you go to the wrong path, to the wrong journey, you get the wrong way out. Okay, if you if you're wrong, sometimes it could be really worse. It could be, so it even could potentially costing a life, costing life. You know what I mean. I'm talking about, all those people, who were maybe born in the, wrong countries, and I say, and I already say, some people don't even have choice. You don't have, we all don't have a choice, like where we are born, right? Some people, they are born in, war torn countries, countries with, war zone, basically, literally it's for a war zone, where people die every day, or starvation. You're born in the country that, so hungry, hunger, and poverty also, poverty, poor. You're born in a poor countries or whatever. Okay, you, you see what I mean. And then, or even the basic needs, the, there is no basic needs, basically, people are struggling every day, to even get the food and water, and even just to be alive, but what happened? People are just oblivious, right? People are just ignorant. People, they just live every day, and even that's including me, I admit, like we all live, we all live, we are ignorant in our own, like in our own comfort bubble. I'm trying to make a hand sign. We all live here, like we all live like in this circle of ignorance. Okay, our little small world, little small comfort bubble. Remember the philosophy quote? I remember the one philosophy quote. I forgot. I think it's from Schopenhauer, if I'm not mistaken. Like every man, every person is his or her own island. Okay, each person. That's why it's so hard, sometimes to make other people understand, to make other person understand, because we are we, they are them, we are we, and other people are other people. We are just, people are different. Okay, and even our experience, our, it can be so different, from other people. Even our fingerprints, right? Here, our fingerprints, it's not the same, right? It's amazing. Again, like I've said in the beginning of the video, that all the life mystery is amazing, but when you zoom into the reality, right? Reality, it's not beautiful sometimes. It's even depressing, to be very honest. The reality of life, the reality of, this existence, the, the reality, basically, just the reality. It's not. It's depressing, sometimes, or maybe even quite a lot of times. If you're watching this YouTube channel, then you already know what I mean when you watch all my previous videos, right? About life, about life. Life is not all rainbow and sunshine. Life is not rainbow and sunshine. Life is not sunshine and rainbow. You even heard or heard, listened to or read about this, but people, people, they're just oblivious. Most people are oblivious. Most people, they're, as long as they're, especially when, sorry, especially when people are happy. Some people are happy, right? Some people are lucky. Some people get where they are, and they're oblivious. They think it's all because of themselves. They think because, oh, it's because I work hard. I work hard. Oh, I work hard, that's why I can become successful. Oh, I keep growing, self growth. That's why I become, I'm where I am right now. Oh, I'm smart. I'm smart, I'm clever. It's because of my, intelligence, my capabilities, capabilities, right? Because of my, you know what I mean, right? But I don't think it's that simple in reality. Call me, I don't know, call me people, some, a lot of people, normies people will probably call me a loser for thinking like this, a loser, okay? But no, I'm just saying the truth, I'm just being real. I think, really, seriously, I think maybe it's not that simple. It's probably not that simple. It's rarely ever that simple. Okay. Some people are where they are because of, a lot of factors. Also, a lot of factors too, external factor, internal factors, or whether they get help, they got support, they got the right, in the right place, in the right time, right? And a lot of people hate to hear this word, luck. It's all just luck. Okay. I'm not saying that, oh, you don't have to work hard, or, you just, no, no, no. It's important. Maybe, yeah, maybe I even admit, see, I'm as a loser myself, right? Even I admit, yes, even I admit, maybe, some people get where they are because of, of they work hard, they're smart, and they are with their capabilities, their whatever, right? They're, but don't tell me that, it's all just only that, because a lot of people work hard and they still get nowhere. They still got nowhere. Okay. A lot of people, there are a lot of smart people, there are a lot of talented, really talented, talented people, genius people, visionary or whatever. You want to get more practical? Okay. a lot of people a lot of people are working, right? A lot of people are trying to get a job, right? And then a lot of people, make, they have business, they open their businesses or whatever, right? Do they all win? Do they all get successful? Do they all succeed? No, right? No. Again, some, some get successful, and, well, some not. Okay. And even the fact is, even perhaps, statistically, I think, statistically, if I'm not mistaken, statistically, there are more people who just fail, or at the very least, they just live a very ordinary, average life. Only like it's like a pyramid, right? I'm holding my smartphone, a handphone, so I cannot use other hand. It's like a top at the top of the pyramid, right? These are the only, the real, the famous, the rich, the successful, people right here. But what about the bottom? The more you go to the bottom, it goes, it goes wider, the distribution. Okay, you see what I mean, right? It's a It's a very popular um, concept. I mean, a lot of you probably already know what I'm talking about, right? I don't have to explain it because the video will get long. This is already almost long enough. I'm trying to make this video a little bit shorter. Hopefully, not unlike the previous videos. My previous videos would get even like 1 hour long. Hopefully, yeah, we'll see. You see, it's already morning. I don't even know to switch my camera. See, such a loser. It's Sunday morning though, so it's kind of relaxing. At least I can, yeah. Oh, my stomach is hungry. Sorry. Anyway, yeah. Let me get back to my point. Okay. Life is scary if you realize all about this. Life is scary because like back to my point. My original point. Which I will think I'll make it up as a title of this video. Life is scary because life is like a maze. Life is like a puzzle. Okay, that we're all trying to we are trying to we are all trying our best, right? But not everyone, this is important again, let me repeat, not everyone can make it out alive. I've already said it in the beginning of the video, and let me say it again here. I wonder if I should close end this video right now. you know Basically, I already say all my point, all the important points for this video, right? Again, let me say again, everyone is trying their best. We are all trying our best, but not everybody can make it. Not everyone can make it. Okay, that's just the facts of life. That's just harsh truth, harsh reality. Some people are winners, some people win, some people lose, right? Some people are lucky, some people are not. Some people are happy, some people are sad. you know I already keep repeating this, all in my previous videos. You can try to watch it if you want. I'm talking about life. This YouTube channel is all about talking about the bigger picture, the deep thinking, life's biggest questions. Okay. The truth, this YouTube channel is only about the truth, nothing nothing more. The harsh reality. Life is like a gambling. Yeah, really. It's basically the same with parents. When that's why there is an anti-natalism, child free nowadays. Because people are getting more aware, at least. Because life is like a gambling. Like you don't know where you're going to end up. And sometimes, when sometimes it's just already too late. Sometimes there is no turning back. There is point of no return. Have you heard about that? About all those phrase, those terms, right? Or some people, maybe it's too late. Things are too late for them. And then you know some people, they got to the point where it's just you know like there's not much we can do anymore about it. Like there's nothing we can do about it anymore. There's nothing that they can do anything, because it's already fatal, very very fatal. I don't know if I pronounce it like right in English again. I keep repeating, English is not my first language. English is not my native language. Okay, I'm not yeah, in motorcycle outside. I forgot. I am. This is actually important. Let me share. Okay. The reason I even posted in the Reddit. Yesterday and 2 days ago. Yeah. I've talked about this also. The same topic. Life is a maze. Life is like a puzzle maze. Like but I want to get a little bit more personal here in this video in this YouTube in my in this secret YouTube channel, which is not that secret anymore. People can look it up. I wonder if I should try to keep it secret again. We'll see. Anyway, sorry for my incoherent ramblings. It's a spontaneous video, remember? Okay, this is probably going to be my last point. Okay, right, the reason I'm making this all of this, the reason I'm talking about all of this is because I feel it in my own life. Even let me just share here where I didn't even share on Reddit. Okay, my Reddit post threads. I'm just gonna share here a little bit, just a little bit, in this video. Okay, YouTube video. The reason why I'm talking about all of this is because I experienced it myself. Okay, my life is like if you look at if you watch my previous YouTube video, you will know that I've talked about this. At on the surface level, from the outside, people might look at me and think, or at least in my Instagram or whatever, IG, it's so fake, right? It's so fake. It's so full of shit, basically. That's because we are living in a fake world, fake society where we all people have to always keep trying to show only the good part, the positive part, the happy, the optimistic part, which is all fucking bullshit. Sorry, I got emotional, but it is how it is, right? This is the kind of world we're living in. This is the kind of human society. People all doing this, especially in today's social media, flexing era. Everybody's flexing, oh, hustle, everybody, oh, I can do this, I can do that, I can be like this, I can be like that, wow, everybody's trying to be special. you know Nobody wants to be a nobody. Nobody wants to be a loser. Nobody wants to be nothing. Everybody wants to be somebody. Something. So we are all like, people are all nowadays. They're all chasing, climbing. Do this, do that, do this, do that, do this, do that, do this, do that, do this, doing this, do that, do that. Chase this, chase that, chase this, chase that, chasing this, chasing that. Dopamine, serotonin. Oxytocin, whatever. Chemical. It's all just chemical. Okay, fuck all this shit. Sorry, people don't realize how meaningless all of this is, when especially when looking if you look from the bigger picture. I've talked about this a lot in this YouTube channel, in my previous YouTube videos. You can go look it up, look at some of my YouTube videos. But here in this video, basically I just want to focus more about this. Okay, like, again, back to my story. Okay, sorry, I got lost track again. I got incoherent. But you see my point, right? Even me myself, I a lot of some people, even perhaps many people already know. They can already predict, they can already guess. I guess, and especially if there is any one of you who are watching this video who is from, I don't know, in real life, whether it's friends, or some of my friends, some of my friends, or maybe family, or maybe my parents. Hey, you found me, gotcha. then then you will know that my life is far from perfect, even though I'm privileged. I'm thankful for my parents, of course, really. I'm grateful, I'm thankful and everything, but still, I'm a loser. I admit there are so many important things that are missing in my life, right? I've talked about this, I guess, in my previous videos, right? There are so many problems in my life, not literally like starving, or poor or whatever, okay, but I mean like very some important stuff, some important things are missing in my life. You get my point, right? I don't want to go more into the details in this video, but it is how it is, right? you know when I look at everybody else, everybody else is already like, oh, they're move on, they're moving on, they're all really so good, they're all really great and everything, but while here I am, I'm stuck here, I'm just I'm a failure, I'm a loser, I don't know why. Maybe because of my, I don't know. I don't want to make. I don't want to try to sound to like I'm making excuses and whatever. I mean, I've already just realized. Maybe I don't know. Maybe it's just me being a fuck up loser. But and then I'm going back again to the topic of this video. Maybe it's just life is just like a maze. Maybe life is just like a puzzle. Like I don't know. Like I cannot navigate, and nobody's really nobody's even really helping me, I think, literally, like showing me like which way to take. And even if some people, even if, okay, let me zoom out a little bit again, okay. Even if let's talk generally again. Even if some people, they tell us, right, like, hey, you have to do this, hey, you don't do that, you have to do this, there is still no guarantee that what they're saying is true, what they're saying is right, correct, right? Nobody know for sure. Anyone can just point out, oh, don't do this, just do that, but is it, if ever, is there ever any guarantee? Well, remember, I've said, right, we don't know the future, we all don't know the future, we're just only human beings. We're all human beings, we're all limited, as much as people hate to admit it. Well, that's human nature again, the paradoxical, the selfish, egoistic human nature, you know so fuck up in our biological programming, whatever, like we don't even know, like, our shortcomings, our own limitation, how pathetic is that, and now people are talking like I'm pathetic. No, we are all pathetic in a way, we're all sad in a way, people just don't realize it. Even the people who are at the top, people who are successful, people who are famous, people who are rich and whatever, they're all pathetic in their own ways, you know everything is so just so lame, if you think bigger, or deeper, it's all so lame, people's achievement, people's ambitions, it can look like really, really like a petty bullshits, trivial even, when if you're looking from, especially from the cosmic. I keep talking about this in my YouTube channel, right? If you zoom out and then you look from the, from the cosmic perspective, the cosmic view, from the perspective of the universe, right? From the universe, God's view, so to speak, God's view, God's eyes, you will realize, we're all just a speck of dust. We're all literally just speck of dust, in the we're all just dust in the universe. Not even a dust, not even a particle or atom or whatever. We're too small, you know in even in our own, galaxy, Milky Way. You know what I mean? Even in a solar system, we're nothing. Planet Earth is It's like not even a dust, it's very so small. We are nothing, nothing. 8 billion human beings. What the fuck are we all doing here? Seriously, we're all just born, live, and die. Nothing special. Okay, we'll all be forgotten. And then the sun and everything. Will you know it will all die. Heat death of the universe, heat death of the universe, entropy. All this stuff. I'm not See, I'm rambling again. This is not the point of the video, but I'm just showing. I just want to illustrate like how pathetic even some people's achievement, productivities, or self growth, growing, growth. Bullshit. It's all when you look at people's, what they're doing. It's all so vain. When you realize all of this, what this life is all about. It's all so vanity. Vanity, vain. It's almost like playing in our little sandbox, that will get washed by the ocean. Okay, but and then voila, people don't realize it. People don't want to admit it, and people don't even want to think. People don't even want to think about it. Okay, they most people don't want to think about it. Most people don't never think about it. Deeply. Not saying that I'm smart or whatever. I'm just no. I'm not smart. I'm stupid. I'm idiot in even in many ways. So falling behind. From everybody else. But I don't know. Somehow I chat with AI, right? Chat GPT or whatever, Grok or whatever, and then DeepSeek or whatever. And then, even AI can tell, I think differently from most people. I think different. I just think differently. I just and also feel. I don't know why. Like I can see things that most people don't see. I can think stuff that most people don't even want, or maybe just cannot think. They never think about all of these things. People are so busy every day. Like I don't know. Like I've said, people are so busy doing work and responsibility, chores, everyday stuff. But nobody's really thinking deeply about all of this, right? It's all like a waste of time for maybe for them, normal normal people, normal people. But it's important that sometimes you just stop and you ask, really the point? What's really the point? What's the point? What's seriously? What's the point of all of this? Okay, and that's why again, this is related with my again the main topic of this video. Again, life is like a maze. Life is like a puzzle, and this is a puzzle that sometimes you just never understand, like why there is a puzzle, why there is such a puzzle. Why is our life the way it is? Why is existence, if you want to talk at the most deeper or even deepest layer, we all don't know like why existence is like this. Why is life like this? Why is existence like this? Okay, why it cannot be the other way around? Why it cannot be the other way? Okay, why all these why questions that even never get answered, even don't have any answer. you know there are questions in life biggest questions don't have any answers. Okay, life's ultimate questions, life is a mystery, right? I repeat this in my previous video too. Life is a mystery. There are still so many unknowns, so many puzzles. There are so many things that we don't know, as only just a as just only human beings, right? We're limited in our capacity, in capabilities, in even our senses, even in our physicality, right? Like there are limits, that where we can go and where we cannot do things, right? We all live and we all get sick, and then we'll get old, we'll decaying, and then we'll die, and nobody's going to live forever. Nobody's going to live forever. We're all limited. Bullshit. It's fucking bullshit. I'm sorry. I fucking hate people who keep saying, "Oh, you can do anything." If you believe, you know, if you keep working hard, if you're being positive, if you're being optimistic, fuck all of that. People just don't understand reality, I guess, and or people just don't want to admit the harsh truth, the harsh reality. Okay, people hate the truth. You cannot stand the truth. You're not ready for the truth. Okay, you don't want to hear the truth. That's what most people are. you know People hate to admit all of this. They just want to, again, like I've said, they just want to remain in their small. Look at my finger, look at my hand. They all just want to live in their small little world of happiness, small little world of ignorance. Okay, small little, their own small little world of comfortable, ignorance, delusions. Okay, privilege, or their own truth, basically, their own their own principles of life, I guess. But they don't want to look at the bigger picture. They don't want to look at the, like, the deeper, the deeper layer, the deeper layer of what 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 this is already all about. What this is already all about. People don't want to think that deeply. People don't think deeply. Most people, I would even say. Okay, most human beings. But I don't know. Maybe in a way, in a funny, absurd way, ironic, tragic way, or stupid, ridiculous, bullshit way. I guess, maybe my life is the way it is. My life is the way it is right now, just so I can think about all this. I don't know, useless stuff. Maybe, I know, for most people, But at least, I'm just being real honest. To I at least I'm searching the truth. Okay, at least, at the very least, at the very minimum, at least I'm a person that, at least, maybe one of the few people in this world, in the world, that really seek the truth. Searching for the truth, searching for the ultimate truth. Which we don't know, of course. Nobody knows, right? But at least, I don't know. At least I'm being really honest. Real honest in, looking at, the harsh reality, right? The reality of things. What is this all about? This life, this world, this society, this existence, this reality, and or whatever. Okay, what it is all about. What this is all about. Again, let me just close this video. My handphone is getting hot. I guess low storage again. Oh shit! See, life. So fucking depressing. Anyway, yeah, let me and close this video by, again, returning back again to my the I will make it the as a title of this video, right? Back to my very first beginning, the beginning of the video, right? What life is like a maze. Life is like a puzzle. Okay, you just don't know, like. But see, again, first, in a deep existential philosophical level, like, nobody's really know, like, what is this all about, right? That's the first. But the second thing, again, as I've talked in the beginning of the video, and a lot on this video is that, you know we all just don't know, people just don't know like which way to take, like I said, it's like a maze, like a puzzle, like you don't know, like you have to figure out which way out, if you're not careful, you can get to the wrong, you can get at the wrong path in life, the wrong the wrong track in life, it's like almost like a train track. That's another illustration, that's another analogy, if you want to use that, fine, it's fine too, but basically, you know what I mean, right? You get what I mean, right? Life is like a maze, like a puzzle that we all, each of us, each person has to find their way out, find his or her way out. And not everyone can make it out alive, not everyone can make it safely, or happily, or successfully, or good, in a good condition. Some people, like I've said, some people, they have good condition situation, and some people, they have bad condition situation, right? It's the duality, right? But in reality, it's not that simple, it's not always that duality, right or left or right, okay? It's more like a nuance, you know gray area, or complicated. Life is complicated, right? But at the same time, paradoxically, life is depressingly simple. I keep saying this, to my friend, online online friend especially. Life is depressingly simple. Life is so predictable, so fucking boring, mundane. I've already talked about this topic too in my other previous video. Okay. But yeah, sorry for my incoherent rambling, venting and rantings. Okay, rant. But you get my point. Hopefully, I have to finish this video soon, very soon. Again, very important. Let me repeat one more time. Life is like a puzzle. Life is like a maze that, everybody's trying to search their own way, search, search. They try to, you know people, each person, they go here, do that, do this, do that, go there, but not everyone's going to be happy, right? Not everyone. Again, this is not a heaven, this is not paradise, this is not perfect. This is not a perfect world, this is not a perfect life where everyone can be happy. Okay, of course, let's not be naive. Don't be naive. Okay, don't be ignorant. Again, let me say, some people are happy, some people are sad. Some people, you know they live like some people win, some people lose, and even, some people, they get dealt good cards. Some people, they get dealt bad cards in life. Some people are up here, some people are in the middle, while some other people are at this, you know bottom level, very bottom level. They live in so much pain and suffering. Okay, so much problem. Their life is so hard. Hard mode, difficult mode. I keep repeating this already. So life is not equal, life is not fair. Okay, I've also talked about this in my previous YouTube, in the previous videos. So, like I said again, life is a puzzle, life is a maze, and that not everyone can make it alive. Not everyone can make it alive. Not everyone can make it out alive. Okay, that's why life is scary. You know, things can happen. Shits happen. Bad things can happen anytime. We don't know. We all just don't know. Life is unpredictable. Life is full of uncertainties. Life is full of uncertainties. Okay, you can do the right thing, you can live the right way one day, but nobody's know for sure like what's going to happen tomorrow. Okay, or a month from now or a year from now or even 5 years from now or whatever. You get what I mean, right? You cannot predict all things, everything. you know even if you're as perfect already, even if you live perfectly, even if you already live the best of your life, you'll never know. Accidents can happen, illness, disease. I'm not saying that. I'm not trying to speak negatively or what, but this is just the truth, right? This is just I'm just being real honest. Okay, this is what this YouTube channel is all about. No bullshit. I don't want to talk all the rain, sunshine and rainbow bullshit. No, this is not what reality is. This is real world. This is real life. This is reality. Okay, go find another more popular mainstream YouTube channel if you want to, or TikTok or whatever, threads or whatever, if you want to get all the bullshit, Instagram reels, videos or whatever. The world has so many plenty of ignorance already, but not this YouTube channel. Even if it's only one or one view or whatever, okay. At least at least at least you're seeking the truth too. At least you're being know that at least you're being honest too, same like me, okay. Even no matter, even if it sounds depressing, negative, or whatever, toxic or whatever. People are toxic in their positivity too, that's why there is a term nowadays, quite popular term, toxic positivity, right? Just you can just Google it if you want to look it up. Toxic positivity or optimism bias. You can go look. It's basically just survival instinct if you think about it deeply. It's just human nature. Okay, nothing special. Huh. So maybe any of you who are watching this, maybe you can relate deep, even perhaps deeply relate with what I'm saying, or everything that I've said here. Okay, life is scary, because you don't know like what's really going to happen. That's why people, have all these religions. They think God is with them. But some people, they pray and they still suffer. Some people pray and still got no answer. I know I've prayed a lot. I even pray, I even pray and I still get no answer. How cruel it is. While some other people, it seems like they pray and they all keep saying thank God, thanks universe, whatever. It's so unfair. It's so unfair. you know life is life is not fair. I'm not saying that, let's not talk about myself. I'm talking about people who have it so much worse than me, than mine. Okay, people whose life are much more difficult. If you've been following this YouTube channel, I've been talking about this one friend of mine, that her life, is so full of pain and suffering. She have a terminal illness, chronic disease, chronic pain and complications. And her family, basically it's just um, violence, full of violence and abuse and whatever. Okay, dysfunctional family and whatever. But she cannot go anywhere out. She's trapped, she's stuck and trapped. There is no help. See, there is no help sometimes. See how scary life is, life can get, life could be. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Again, let me close this video again by repeating. Life is a maze. Life is like a maze. Life is like a puzzle that not everyone, not everyone can make it alive. Sadly, unfortunately, not everyone can make it out alive. If you choose the wrong path, if you choose the wrong track, then that's it. That will be the end of you. you know but we don't know, right? Sadly, I wish everyone could just choose the right. I wish all of us could be just happy. We could all make it to the end, to the end of the maze, to the end of the puzzle, right? And just be happy, everyone is happy. But that's not the way. That's not how this world works, right? That's not how this life works. That's not how this that's not That's not what life is. Sure, life is full of struggles, and everything, but again, like, it's just scary. I'm personally, honestly think it's just scary. I feel like it's scary that there is no guarantee, and some people's life can turn out for worse. you know some people life can turn out for the, unfortunate, in a unfortunate conditions, situations, circumstances. Okay, see, I'm making my point clear at the end of this video. Okay, sorry to make you waiting until this end of the video, to get, for me to make my clearest point of what I'm trying to say. Okay. Okay, I guess I'll stop here. Thank you all for, as usual, as always, uh you can just you can like, or subscribe or comment, really, really deeply appreciate it. Okay. Thank you. Take care, everyone. It's already Sunday here. Sunday again, like me said, now it's Sunday afternoon, not morning anymore. So have a nice Sunday or Saturday. Maybe some people in other part of the world, it's still not Sunday yet. Enjoy your weekend, okay, while it still lasts. Okay, bye for now.